what Hazel's on. Wow. No, that's true, though. I have been podcasting for 15 years. I have made hundreds of dollars. I am a MILF, which is, oh, thanks. That's a mom in Los Feliz. Yeah, and my kid just turned 18, graduated high school. Yes, very exciting. So I did what any other responsible mother does. I stopped breastfeeding. Yeah, my kid turned 18. I also had a birthday. I turned 50. Thank you. And then last month I turned 59. So that's nice. People say, you look good for your age. Christine, what do you do? What are your secrets? What do you do? I don't do anything. I get a lot of sleep. And I drink a lot of water. And I have my eyes lifted, a nose job, and my teeth are capped. But I think it's about the water. You know what I mean? The Botox in the water. It's primo here in LA. No, but I have a lot of experience. Look, I'm older. I've been married twice. Always the bride, never the bridesmaid. I've been divorced twice, of course. And I've even committed some crime, actually. Not big crime, little crime. Like I sold weed, I bought weed, I fucked a kid. You know, little stuff. And my first husband, by the way, got another girl pregnant while we were married. Yeah, I'm flexible, but I'm not that flexible. And then my second husband, he didn't want to have sex with me anymore. That's it. That's the whole story. That's just what happened. So I'm out here now in the dating world. No, it's all good. My boyfriend is actually Jewish. I'm not Jewish. Okay, Mazel tov. No, it's a good thing. I am not Jewish. That makes me a shithead. Shithead. That's what I thought. Look, yeah, it's very sweet. So anyway, but you know, again, when you get to my age, people do, you know, I have some experience, you know, like, oh, well, this one girl comes up to me and she said, hey, Christine, are those lines around your mouth because you smoke so much weed? And I said, no, it's from sucking your boyfriend's cock. Well, sometimes you have to just call it out. Now, some people say, Christine, my God, how many people have you slept with? I mean, 59. And I don't think that's really appropriate to talk about. You know, your body count. What's your body count? 72. 72. Some people say, oh, that's high. Other people are like, oh, that's low. But I've crunched the numbers. Let's look at the board. Okay, I'm 59 now, and I started having sex when I was 15. I was raped, but it counts. Okay, that's 44, and I was married twice, and I didn't cheat on anybody, so we subtract that. So now we're at 32, and now we take the 32, and we divide it by 72, carry the 6. I'm practically a virgin. Well, you can't look at it like, Christine, that means you've slept with 6 NBA teams. Oh my God, that's a lot. Christine, that's 145 inches of cock. Oh my God! Why did you say that? So what? I have experience, you know? It's a good thing. I used to be a flight attendant. Years ago, though, I flew for the Wright brothers. No, it wasn't that long ago, but I did fly during the Bush administration, the first Bush. I mean, the second Bush. I mean, when I had a Bush. Now, I flew for U.S. Air. Did anybody hear that, U.S. Air?
Oh, yeah.
Some people call it U.S. Scare. I don't know why. I was only in 4 accidents in a week on the tarmac, in the bathroom with a pilot. Okay. People thought it was glamorous to be a flight attendant. Sure, if you want to go to Sacramento 32 times a month, then you have at it. Yeah, we didn't carry credit cards back then. There were no credit cards on the plane, so we had to have a lot of cash. It was always cash because we'd be collecting, $5 or $6 for alcohol and taking this money, put it in your pocket, in your purse, in your uniform, your suitcase. Then you'd fly for 4 days, get back to your base. You could easily have over $1,000, on your person, and you got to turn it in. Of course, you got to turn it in. I mean, I'm not saying flight attendants stole money. I'm not saying that. But I have a boat in Marina Del Rey. And and I named it Headsets. I flew for 7 years, and there's 48 states I'm never going to again. I flew, and I used to like to work on the red eyes because for the most part, people slept. On red eyes. It wasn't as much to do. And at that time, if you can believe this, I'm not sure how old you guys are out here, but at that time, there was only one movie on the whole plane. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we would say sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize in advance, but there'll be no movie tonight. The VCR is broken. There'll be no movie tonight. But the VCR was never broken. We just didn't want to see Daddy Daycare again, you see? So we just told you it was broken. We wanted to be in the back galley where we would pull the curtain. There was a curtain. And then we would take a meal cart. We had meals. And we would take a meal cart, we'd put it on its side, and then we'd put blankets on top and sit in a circle. And we would play poker with your liquor money. Good times. Good times. Now people, I don't know, of course you've seen people fighting on the airplane, which is insane. Somebody fighting on an airplane. But if I was on the plane now and I saw people fighting, I would just get in the back galley, I'd get on the PA. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please take your seats now, stop fighting. I promise when we land in Sacramento, you can slap a gate agent. You can kick a caterer. Ladies and gentlemen, I was born in the mid-1900s. Experience is what I have, and I think I've shared that. After 7 years, I quit the airline. You know what I did? I joined the Peace Corps. Yeah, isn't that sweet? That's not what your country can do for you. That's what you can do for your country. Well, the first thing I did after accepting this position is I left the country. That's the first thing. And I was sent down to the Kingdom of Tonga. Does anybody know where Tonga is?
China?
Tonga?
Yeah, I thought it was Africa. I thought it was Africa, but
well, there's a country there called Togo. Yeah. But
Okay.
this is Tonga.
Okay.
It's in the South Pacific. It's an island nation. And
He's right.
I gotta tell you, I was down there to teach English as a second language, and honestly, learning English probably isn't in the top 5 problems of Tongans. I'm gonna say electricity, I'm gonna say their problem is plumbing, I'm gonna say their problem is being in Tonga. I was down there teaching English as a second language, and let me tell you something. It is not easy trying to explain why there's a K in knife to a 10-year-old holding a machete. No importante. It was not so much like eat, pray, love as sweat, poop, cry. The Tongans, though, they taught me how to use a washboard to wash my clothes.
Okay.
And I taught them that Americans cry a lot. The Olympics are coming, you know that, right? Back in our country, in this city, Olympics are going to be here in 3 years. It's very, 3 years? Yeah, 28.
Yep.
Very exciting. There are some new games that are going to be brand new and original just to our city. And some of the new games we saw coming. Like, for instance, the car races on the 405. Yeah, we know. And the competitive parking at Trader Joe's. Yeah. But have you heard of the Fentanyl 500? Now, in this event, the athletes will come to Hollywood, do fentanyl, and try to go 500 feet. That's not nice. That's not nice. Okay. What about the Hardy Party? Have you heard of that? That's when the athletes come to LA, find actor Tom Hardy, and party with him. Hardy Party. Okay. The headshot relay. Is that anything? Here's the one I'm most excited about. And this is the what?
How many times do you have to get your headshots done in LA, like over and over?
No, this would be where the team of, I'm just making this up, here we go. Where the team, the contestants, well, they have to get their headshot taken. And they're passing off an Oscar. They're doing it in sort of a relay sense. And then each person gets their headshot. All right, how about the broad jump? Now, this is going to be a great event. Now, this is not the broad jump of years past, like the long jump, remember? No. In this event, the athletes come to Los Angeles, find a broad and jumper. And the scoring is based on the speed, the style, and the contents of the broad's purse. Is that anything? Well. I'll tell you one more thing and I'll leave you. Recently, I had it wasn't recently, it was a little while ago, but I had a gentleman over and we did some adult activities. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
And in the morning, I say, hey, I gotta go, but I'll be back in about an hour. There's a toothbrush, there's a new toothbrush in the bathroom. So I leave, I come back in an hour, and this guy, Kent, is up walking around my apartment, and the toothbrush is in his back pocket, still wrapped, right? So I say, hey, Kent, what's going on, man? He goes, what? I go, the toothbrush. What's it with the toothbrush? And he goes, well, you said I could have it. I said, but it's not an amenity. What do you have, my hair dryer in your pants? Oh shit, that's not what I'm leaving on. I'm not that shit, man. Oh my goodness. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave you with Jack Blackburn's favorite joke. My dad, Jack Blackburn. Here we go. You can take this home, by the way. Tonto and the Lone Ranger are surrounded by hostile Indians. And the Lone Ranger says, what are we gonna do? And Tonto says, what do you mean by we? That's a great joke!